Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday, September 12, 2025. A warm welcome to the OK Morning Rush here on OK FM 99.5. Yes, we broadcast from Central Monrovia, Lynch Street. And this is how I love to welcome all of you to the show this morning. Yeah, it hasn't been easy from from Pinsville here this morning, but it's great to be here. Let's stick together up to 10 o'clock this morning. Hope we can have some wonderful time. Yes, so shortly we'll bring you the commercials, followed by news from around the continent, foreign news. We'll recognize some of those following us this morning, and we'll bring you our studio charts, where we'll be talking about, I remember yesterday we talked a little bit about the money exchange rate and other issues surrounding that. The central bank itself is also very much concerned. They've issued another notice to commercial banks and all of the players within the financial market. So we'll talk about that this morning. I have some interactions with you at 8. We'll have Dax Swab from the Open Government Initiative. He will be here this morning to talk more about what they are doing. Yes, so we'll have him up to 9. At 9, well, we've tried to bring on the Commerce Inspector General, but up to press time we could not conclude, so we're not sure we're going to have him this morning. So at 9, we will talk more about the petroleum industry. You know that the LPRC made some strong decisions, and there are some who are criticizing the decision while some believe it is good. So we'll go into details, read the statements from the Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company and other counter statements from other stakeholders and all of that, and we'll have nice conversation up to 10 o'clock this morning. So this is what we're going to do. Let's bring you the commercials here this morning on the Morning Rush on OKFM 99.5. Let's go for the commercials.
Che, this how on me with the emergency. How do I manage again?
Potano, why are you sitting here just talking by yourself?
Julie, I need money quick. I want to go find somebody to credit me. Then I will pay them as soon as I get paid with the more in.
Echo Bank can credit you, but the only thing you have to pay in 1 month, and the good thing, the interest are just 3%.
For you?
Yeah, just go to any Echo Bank branch and you ask for the form to enroll you on their salary advance platform. When they give you the form, you fill it up and you make sure your HR sign it. Then you take that form back to the bank. After you carry it to the bank, they will send you a message to let you know that you're already on the platform. Then you can use the *326# and request for 50% of your salary. Instantly, you will receive it.
Wow, just like that? Pray edit to more money, Judy. I'm going to the bank to pick up the phone quick.
Yo, go get the form quick. In less than 1 week, you receive the money. And what I like about it, and they can't even ask you for collateral set.
I go with there right now, no wasting time, oh.
I'm not saying you must not go there right now. you must make sure you pay the bank money back. Oh.
Hey Judy, that you talking so, I will pay back quick so I can credit again. Echo Bank na easy oh. Echo Bank, the Pan-African Bank.
Chatu, where you dey go? Where you dey find?
Why you dey ask me that kind of question? Say where I dey go? Where I dey go? I dey come. I dey come. You don't hit my car.
You Menju, why you walking and talking all by yourself so?
My sister, that my car business are really thinking about so to get car in this country is really not easy. Since I put in for my cars and other goods, it is almost 1 year I can't get anything.
But it says stranger who always asks don't miss their way. Haven't you heard about urban used cars and auto parts?
You mean urban used cars and auto parts?
Yes, urban used cars and auto parts is 100% Liberian-owned business. With urban used cars and auto parts, you can purchase your new cars, used cars, and all cars parts directly from America for an affordable price. Urban used cars and auto parts can also help you ship your parrots, your boxes, containers, and other goods from your relatives abroad within just 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow, this is a good news. Where can I find urban used cars and auto parts?
If you are in Liberia, Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts is located Fish Market, Tottenham Boulevard, Monrovia, Liberia. And in the USA, 220 10th Street, Brookhaven, Pennsylvania, 19015, United States of America. You can also visit their Facebook page, Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts International, or call cell number +231 887 012218.
Thank you for this information. I am visiting Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts to begin the process of my card and other goods.
Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts. Our goal is to allow Liberians have access to buying things from America without being cheated.
I sign my own is doing sign home. I can't do what I will get before. They say now my body get before. So I park my car. Hold your heart. Hold your heart, hold your heart, oh sister.
Yes, it's Marie Manga. Have you heard about the one and only Marie Manga herbal supplement? Marie Manga is a Liberian-made herbal supplement. It helps to boost the human immune system to fight against cancer, pressure, and many other sicknesses. Meanwhile, people that used to sell the Marie Manga herbal supplement in Bon, Nimba, and Lofa County had finally settled down in Moserado and its surrounding. The Marie Manga Hot Tea supplement is available now in the following office stations: Bona Farm, opposite Mankumba Benu Tissue Factory, King Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection towards OES Transport Building. Kakata, Mangibi County, Bassa Community around the radio station, Ganta City, Glelu Community around the People Street, YMCA Junction, Camplin City, Nimba County, Broad Street, opposite Facebook, Vonjama City, Lofa County. Yes, it's Marie Manga. Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement is a registered supplement with the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. For more information about the Marie Manga Hot Tea Supplement, contact us on the following numbers: 0888 85 6776, 0777 444 591, and 0775 4995 49. Yes, it's Marie Manga, Liberia owned herbal supplement.
Oh, yes, thanks to our partners who are doing business with us here on the OK Morning Rush. You can also do the same. Let's bring you this announcement, and then we'll bring you news from around the continent. Have you heard about the one and only Marie Manga herbal supplement? Marie Manga is a Liberian-made herbal supplement. It helps to boost the human immune system to fight against cancer, pressure, and other and many other sicknesses. Meanwhile, people that used to sell the Marie Manga herbal supplement in Bong, Nimba, and Lofa counties have finally settled down in Monserrato and its surrounding. The Marie Manga Hot Tea supplement is available now in the following office stations: Bernard Farm opposite Makumba Benu Tissue Factory, Camp Johnson Road and Clay Street intersection towards Old Yes Transport Building, Kakata, Margibi County, Bassa Community around the radio station, Ganta City, Gledu Community around the People Street, YMCA Junction, Camp City in Nemba County also, Broad Street opposite Facebook, Bonjamat City, Lofa County. Marie Menga Hot Tea Supplement is a registered supplement with the Liberia Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority, LMHRA. For more information about the Marie Menga Hot Tea Supplement, contact the following numbers: 0888 856 0777 444 591 and 0775499549. Yes, it's the Marie Manga Liberia own herbal supplement. So this announcement is from the Liberia Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority here for you this morning. So yes, you can take advantage of the product as well. What's happening around the world and especially in Africa? Burkina Faso scraps visa fees for African travelers. This story: Burkina Faso has introduced visa-free entry for all African travelers in an effort to facilitate the movement of people and goods within the country. From now on, any citizen from an African country wishing to go to Burkina Faso will not pay any amount to cover visa fees, said Mohamedou Sana, the country's security minister, following a cabinet meeting chaired by military leader Captain Ibrahim Traore on Thursday. African visitors will, however, be required to submit an online visa application, which will be reviewed for approval, the minister clarified. The West African nation joins countries such as Ghana, Rwanda, and Kenya, which have eased travel requirements for African visitors. Captain Traore, a young soldier who seized power in a 2022 coup, portrays himself as a champion of Pan-Africanism, while often criticizing the West and colonialism. He is admired in the continent for his charismatic leadership. His popularity has been fueled through social media, including many misleading posts intended to bolster his revolutionary image, according to the BBC. But Captain Traore has also faced criticism for his authoritarian style of governance, his handling of dissent, and the ongoing Islamist insurgency. Yes, so this is what we got so far from the foreign scene. Let's see who are those following the broadcast this morning on our OKFM live Facebook feed, bringing you recognizing those of you who are following this morning. I know a lot of you have been following, so let's start with Alexander P. James Jr., who is following this morning from Central Southtown Community in Louisiana Township. We also have Christ Life Can Change Stewart following this morning from the Western Cluster Limited Yard, Freeport, Monrovia. S. Ali Ayuba Keita is also following this morning closely from, he said, in Sinka. Alfred Kaju also following. Dixon Boa, Prince Noor is following. I hope I'm getting your name correctly, from the Japan Freeway. David Watson Samo is also following the broadcast this morning. Peter Lane Peters says, good morning, watching live from Congo Town. Ama Ndebe is following from, he said, his political capital of electoral district number 15. Freeman Henry also following closely from Kesali Boulevard. Fumba Sambi Sese is watching from Matadi. You can share the show and invite others to follow as well. Armstrong Wabinda, as usual, from Kakata City, Margibi County, is following the show this morning. And many others who are following this morning. Sorry, we cannot name all of you, but thanks for joining. Share the show and invite others to join this morning. Adama K. Mahama, who is also following from Boys Town Junction. Joshua Kova, thanks for joining this morning. And Tano Fokpa says good morning from 12th Street. Habaku Esto, also following from Zwedrin, Grand County. Gasumu Sharif from New Georgia. Abraham Gotolo is also following this morning. But yes, let's talk about like I mentioned, let's talk a little bit about this forex exchange issue. On yesterday we talked more about what the exchange rate looks like across different communities, and a lot of people who called said that the money exchangers, some of them were determining their own rates, even though the exchange rate is determined by the market factor, or released based on a survey done by a regular survey by the Central Bank of Liberia. But what is happening is it's not easy across different communities. Everyone is having his or her own rate at their morning exchange center, especially those with the smaller booths or in the communities and along the roads. So yesterday we had some form of discussion about that, and this is why. But let's go to and see what the central bank says, because there are some institutions, what I should say, commercial banks, who are some way somehow, we've gotten report that people will try to withdraw from their own deposits, and at some point in time they'll be telling you, oh, no Liberian dollars and all of that. So the central bank on yesterday issued this notice. It says the Central Bank of Liberia again reassures the public that there is no shortage of Liberian dollars in the economy. This statement was released 12 hours ago. That was late last evening. The central bank says there is no shortage of Liberian dollars in the economy. In a strong tone, the central bank says all commercial banks are required to honor customers' requests to withdraw their deposits on demand. All commercial banks are required to honor customers' requests to withdraw their deposits on demand. If any commercial bank refuses to pay your deposit, please report the matter directly to the CBL. This is the statement, or better still, notice issued 12 hours ago by the Central Bank of Liberia. It said, together we can ensure that banking services remain fair and accessible to everyone. So the central bank goes ahead to release numbers. Yeah, this is serious. So when you go to the commercial banks to withdraw, and the commercial bank say, oh, we don't have Liberian dollars, the central bank says it is true. So yesterday when we read the initial statement by the central bank, they stated the amount of money that is even in circulation. Okay, they released the amount of money that is in circulation. They said they believe that is the commercial banks are holding about 1.65 billion in vault cash balances. So the issue about this is that the commercial banks normally get these monies from the central bank, right? So if the central bank, for example, gives out maybe $100 million Liberian dollars to Marka Bank Limited, the central bank has record that, well, Marka Banks Limited has 100 million Liberian dollars. So the records are there. So the central bank says commercial banks across the country have inward cash balances $1.65 billion. And the central bank goes ahead to say that even in excess, the central bank itself has Liberian dollars. So just in case, now this is another critical issue. Just in case a commercial bank is out of the Liberian currency, where do they normally go to get it? Straight to the central bank. So if the central bank is making this statement that, well, the central bank is aware and has records that commercial banks have $1.65 billion, it means that the central bank is very sure of that, because in the first place, if commercial banks go short of money, they go to the central bank to get money. So as long as the commercial banks are not rushing to the central bank for money, that means there are monies in the bank. So we know about around this time, there are a lot of transactions happening with school fees payment at the commercial banks and all of that. Again, the central bank is concerned that when we read a statement on yesterday, we mentioned the central bank mentioned issue of speculation, hoarding, and all of that. It says that to say maybe, just maybe, people are holding the currency, creating artificial scarcity in order to make more profits and all of that. But again, the central bank is saying there are Liberian dollars in the bank, in the commercial banks, so they should be able to serve customers. All commercial banks are required to honor customers' requests to withdraw their deposits on demand. So I wake up in the morning maybe with 500 Liberian dollars in my pocket, and I'm going to any commercial bank to say, well, let me go get maybe $5,000, and I go there with that 500 in my pocket, and the bank is telling me no Liberian dollars. I mean, that is embarrassing. So the central bank is saying they believe, in fact, they know that Liberian dollars are available in the commercial banks. So the commercial banks should be able to serve their customers. There should be no excuse on the issue of, oh yeah, the shortage of Liberian dollars and all of that. So the central bank goes ahead to release numbers to customers, to the public, and say, well, if you go to bank B, bank A, C, D, and they are telling you, oh, we can't serve Liberian dollars, you should be able to call and say, well, I'm at bank C, and they are telling us there is no Liberian dollars. The central bank, what is happening? And you told us there are about 1.56 billion in the commercial banks to serve us for government salary payments, for private transactions, for other services. You said that. So the central bank says people should be able to. We are doing this for the public's sake, and because this thing about money transaction concerns everybody. So at the end of the day, even the exchange rate, it affects every one of us. You know, we are using two currencies in the country, the US and the US dollars and the Liberian dollars. So everyone, one way or the other, can get US every day. You can go to do exchange and all of that. So anything that happens with whether money shortage or arbitrary increment in the rate by anybody, it affects almost everyone. So like 0887 6 or 367 533 0887 367 533 9, for example. So the central bank went ahead to release this number, as well as 772-289-013. The economy must flow, I mean, yes, we can create artificial hardship because um, the bank believes that there are monies in the commercial banks and they should be able to serve customers. So this is what we would like to talk about this morning. Again, to the central bank itself. What do you do to monitor these situations? You are regulating the sector. What are you doing to regulate these or to address these kind of issues? Because for the fact that you are issuing this public notice, it tells us that you are aware that certain things are happening and you want them to stop. So what do you do beyond just releasing this notice or this statement to the public to say, oh, we are aware that 1.65 billion in the commercial bank, so there should be, in fact, there is no shortage of Liberian dollars in the economy. The exchange rate is released sometimes on a daily basis. So you will say, well, the rate for today, for example, as of September 10, 2025, buying rate was 176, selling rate 178.911 to $1. So these rates are set. What happens to different money exchange bureaus and the smaller booths that are doing their own rates? So for example, you give this rate 178, some people are changing for 170. Okay, some people changing for 168 and all of that. So these kind of fluctuation, people doing their own thing. What can you do? Your monitoring arms, inspectorate. What are you doing? Others are saying that even the statement you posted, there are people who went under the statement to again cast blame on you and say, well, you have to hold the players in the sector with strong hands, monitoring, inspecting what is happening in the sector and all of that. So people believe that the central bank should go beyond just releasing notices and press statements and all of that, and also take some practical action to address issues that tend to strain the economy. So having said that, we will, because of time, open the lines to have some interaction at 8:15. We'll have Dax Swat here with us this morning. So yes, we will yes, if anybody can call to give us some more information. In fact, we want to ask you questions about what are you doing about these things. So if any authority there want to call, you call, we'll ask you questions. Yeah, I think I need AB in here to help me with something. So let's have some interaction. In the meantime, let's have some interaction. 0777 700 995, 0777 700 995, and 0555 995 995, 0555 995 995. I'm trying to get this thing on. Yeah, so yes, call and have some interaction with us. I need AB to come in here and do something. Yeah. So you can call. Let's talk about it. I'm trying to put this phone on. Yeah. Trying to put this on so that we can have some interaction. Nice. Yeah, so okay. 0777 700 995, 0555 995 995. Let's have some interaction this morning on the OK Morning Rush on OKFM 99.5. So put your calls in. Let's talk about it. Let me see if I can pick this first caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
My name is Gossam Myers. I call you from the capital bypass, following yourself area.
Okay.
That's what a good morning. And I tell you for sure, that central bank put up that statement, to put up a show to make the public to feel that they are on top of their game. It's a lie. Central bank doesn't
So
have any money.
which one is the lie?
Central bank is lying to the people, to the Liberian people.
How?
Central bank does not have any money of money according in the banks. They are telling people money is there.
Have you experienced going to the bank
no
and
money exchange and so on? My brother, if somebody tells me that you are a pastor, I don't have to go and dig behind it. Your attitude, your church you go to will tell me that you are a pastor. There is no way you can be telling me you have money, then you're hungry. It's not true. No, that's not the problem. Let me tell you exactly why I called. The thing is,
are you sharing your own experience?
yes, I'm sharing my own experience. Central bank, I don't know the working relationship between they and the Ministry of Commerce. I believe before you start to regulate such a rate or the prices in the market, the central bank and the Ministry of Commerce should be in a collaborative working movement with one action plan, one implementation plan. Then things will be okay. You can't come outside and then make a public statement with the saying that you are dropping the rate. We agree. You reduce the rate. How do you expect prices to be on the market? I have been on the market over and over to various exchange cases. When you go to the market, what we used to buy for $5 at 1,000, when you go to the market and tell the people, I want to buy maybe a pair of shoes, and the shoe is $5. And I want to buy.
Yeah. So why it is true that the exchange rate sometimes the exchange rate impact the prices of commodities on the market. This issue of all people going to withdraw their deposits and then someone maybe a bank is telling you there's no money, and the central bank is saying that they are aware, they know that there are Liberian dollars in the economy.
The problem is if there is Liberian dollar in the economy, the commercial banks that have the money with them, they themselves want to do business to get profit. That's where they are paying their workers from. That's where they maintain their customers from. So if they hold the money within the bank and say there is no money, there is no everything, they will make their own profit.
All right, thank you for participation. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Go ahead. That caller went off. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm great.
Okay, this is Sissy calling from Clarendon this morning.
Okay.
We say hi today for your platform. Yeah, this great really talking about my brother is not people lying to us. If you're not in the single, you say register to $14 US, but when you go buy the rent, almost $6 US. So what they're telling us now? Just check the rent right now in Clarendon. The rent is $8.50 for $5. So you start about 15 times 3 by 15. It's $15 US, so saying US. So they put lying to them, they are lying, they keep to kill, they want to save us. They fucking don't kill us in this country.
No,
yeah, they keep to kill my brother. I'm telling you.
So yeah, I think we should talk about very substantial issues, and yeah, so statements like that I don't think is called for. But good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, I listen to you within the central bank release. But let me be clear. The central bank should be scared to us as citizens. The central bank show us that we know the government must better agree. For example, on the access bank or the global access bank on Ghana, I will want $700,000. I got it cash. But then if you look at the central bank website, every day they rate drop for more than $2 drop every day. From September 2nd of September 3rd, you see 180 to 199 straight on the street. It was 189. From 199 to 189, about 10 hours different. Yesterday, I didn't reading. It was 182. From Central was 719. We were 182. Okay, yesterday rate was Central Bank was 174. Today, 174, 176 between that. If you check to yesterday release from Central Bank on the money website, it will be around 170. So central bank is really trapping. It's not the business people that causing the problem. It's central bank.
Okay. Thank you for joining.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to the people that are here, Marka and co-host. This is the voice of local A. George, and I call you this morning. I'm a resident in the Market Seminary.
Go ahead, Nukwe.
The interest rate and the release from the central bank, I think the central bank is trying to manage the, let's say, the policy, inflation policy. Some of these policies they instituted to get the rate to where it is now. And what I just want for them to do, tin prices will come down. That one market share, we business owners, we know that it will come down. That rate remain at a stable price, at a stable place, but prices will come down because if I buy my goods at a cheap cost and I'm selling it at a very low cost, people will come and buy. The person who has that goods that is selling expensive will have to sell it cheaper to get to where I am.
Okay.
So that will be the supply and the demand pool. So the central bank they have to keep the rate to where it is. Let it be stable. Then we can lose in our businesses. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your call. You can hang up. Yes, you can also do the same by calling 0777700 0555995 Let's take this call from this line. Good morning.
Yeah, hello. Good morning. This is Richard. We're calling from Transit.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, the central bank created a mess for the economy. You don't need to lie to the people that our Liberian dollars currency is appreciating above the exchange rate US dollar. You get me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, we live in Liberia. We're not living in Germany. We're not living in Switzerland. If the Liberian dollars is appreciating, we will notice it on the market when we go to buy agro and other basic commodities. You don't need to put out a statement to lie to us. The government created an artificial shortage of Liberian dollar on the market.
You said the government created artificial shortage of Liberian dollars?
Liberian dollars, yeah, on the market, yeah.
Okay, let's hold you there and pick this call. Thank you for your point. Let's hold you there and pick this call right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, morning, Marka.
Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my name is Alfonso Singh, and I'm the head of corporate communication at the Central Bank of Liberia.
Okay, thanks for joining. It's great.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to reiterate that the central bank position is that there is no shortage of Liberian dollars on the market. We issued a statement on Wednesday. Yesterday, we announced two hotline numbers advising the public and customers. If you went to a commercial bank and you asked to withdraw a specific amount of money, you were told there is no money in the bank, we want you to call that number. Marka, would you just please do us a favor to just circulate or announce that number? But we have announced that number is on Facebook. It's all over. But the point I'm making is that as of the 3rd of September, commercial bank fraud balances reflected 1.65 billion Liberian dollars. And as a matter of fact, as of September, it has doubled to $2.0 billion. So there is sufficient money in the commercial banks, and that the central bank itself has very strong reserves to support that system. And this is the reason why we're saying to the public, go to the commercial bank, get your money. If somebody tells you there is no money, called the central bank. As a matter of fact, we had decided to hold meetings. We held a meeting yesterday with the money exchangers. This morning, we're meeting with the commercial banks presidents to sort of begin a discussion on these kinds of issues. But the point is, we want to reassure the public and emphasize that there is no shortage of Liberian dollars.
But
there is
Mr.
no
Zia,
need-
what are we experiencing? What we are experiencing? If you maintain that there's no shortage of Liberian dollars in the economy.
So the central bank has said this is based on speculation. This is based on hoarding. There is no actual what you call shortage of Liberian dollars, because the data we have just quoted is the data we know. We say as of September 3rd, the commercial bank vault balances reflected $1.65 billion. So they have sufficient money. The central bank itself
So when
has
you
sufficient
say
reserve.
hoarding, do you mean that some of the central banks are intentionally holding the money to create artificial shortage? Is that what you're saying?
No. We're not saying the central bank. We're saying to you, people who are in the market.
Yes, I'm not saying a central bank. I mean a commercial bank.
Businesses, yeah, you mean commercial bank.
Yes.
Big businesses, money exchangers, commercial banks. So there could be hoarding of these big players who transact in Liberian dollars. Maybe hoarding. There may be speculation, and that's why we are meeting with these range of stakeholders to understand and to re-emphasize to them that this is unacceptable. The central bank data is very clear that there's sufficient money we have put out there, especially in the commercial bank. Like I continue to say, it reflects $1.65 billion.
So just before you
there is
came
sufficient
through,
money in the market.
there was a caller who said that the central bank itself is holding the money and creating shortage. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, this is something that I couldn't respond to because it doesn't just make sense. The central bank cannot be emphasizing that there is sufficient money in the commercial banks. We put out the data and we're saying go to the commercial bank, make demands, and if they are not giving you money, revert to the central bank. Our regulation and supervision department will deal with that issue immediately. So if we are involved in holding the money, we can be giving you these kind of assurances and guarantees that we will deal with the situation as it arises. So that is not something we can talk about. Let's talk about more substantive issues. We are explaining to you that the commercial bank do have sufficient money based on our data. We have also put out the numbers. If you go in the bank and you are not giving your money, call us. We will revert to that commercial bank and deal with the situation immediately. That's what we're saying to you.
Okay, so others also believe that maybe your monitoring activities is low. They don't see you proactively monitoring these different things happening in the financial market, including even ensuring that the rate cut across once published.
So this is what happens with the rate. Like I've just explained to colleagues in the ERPC. The central bank does not dictate the rate. And let's understand this. What happens is that the central bank takes the rate on the prevailing market, on the prevailing market. It collects the rate as in the commercial banks and in big businesses. The central bank then compiles those data and then comes out with what you call a weighted average. It is that weighted average that is published on the daily basis as the central bank rate. Now, what has to happen is that everybody now has to be consistent with that rate. And you are right, we are saying that some people are not consistent with the central bank published rate. And so we have begun the process to monitor and to enforce the central bank published rate to ensure that everybody is consistent with that rate, both selling and buying rate.
Thank you.
These are the things we're doing. So we want to really assure the public that the central bank is maintaining its role and will continue to act in the interest of the public to ensure that we benefit from financial services.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right. Councillor Alfonso Zion, the from the Central Bank of Liberia. Let's take just 2 more calls and join our guests here. Yes, we want to see what will be their reaction to the statement coming from the Central Bank. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, can we get this? Oh, sorry. Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, go ahead.
All right. I'm Otto Wama. I'm calling from Bannersville. Yeah, I think it is a good thing for the rate to drop. Because I think we Liberians we just got problems. We're complaining that the government rate was escalating and team prices were high. And the rate decided to drop. If all this is central bank, then it's a good thing for me. They should continue. Because automatically when the rates start dropping, you see, my brother, things will not just drop automatically. It will take a time. Automatically, none as I speak to you, team prices are starting to drop. People will start to reduce that the prices of that goods gradually. I'm a businessman. I sell little, or business and other stuff. So it's a good thing. But when the rate is escalating, my brother, it's a severe problem for us. For Liberian people, got severe problem. If they rate continue like this for now to December, my brother, things will improve in this country a lot. Because we will buy things, very cheap. But the rate issue is a serious problem for us when the rate is escalating, my brother.
Okay.
So I think we should commend the government for this. It's what
All
the
right.
government doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Jordan Kekure from Poland. Yeah, for me, I would like to bring central bank up for the rate issue because they want to say they want to give a public statement, but our implementation is very lacking. They want to come to say face. For me, because one of the regulations is supposed to do in the country is that all businesses should be able to save at a very commercial bank. Majority of the BB businesses, meaning the Fulani and the other BB businesses, they are not saved at any other bank in the country. So it's making the financial market very difficult because the cash inflow in the country is very much low because other people take the money and set it at the various houses and give the money to their various friends to change money away to get it US. You see, most of them holding the US. So the legislature got to pass a law that will say that everybody needed the DV business for that of everybody are doing business because they must be able to save certain amount of money in the bank, in the local bank. Is the only way you see things getting better, but you see people holding money. Most of them want to get more US. So it's the reason why they are holding the US.
Okay.
Central bank, they will just say black and white, they can implement anything in the country.
The people explaining serious policy issue, you say they will say black and white?
Black and white, they not just want to say you see the rate pumping or again because when the big business people finish getting that US dollar, they finish getting more US dollar, they will start to pump it, they will start to issue the
okay, but anyway.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for participating, and yes, we'll come. This is how we come to the end. We call the call section. So this morning, like I announced earlier, we have with us Mr. Lawrence Yedu II, which is the co-chair and executive director of He's the executive director of Accountability Lab, and he's co-chair of the National Steering Committee and country representative of Accountability Lab. We also have Dak Swa. Yes, when you come back, he's will explain this thing good. Dak Swa is the director, Open Government Partnership, National Secretariat. They're here this morning and we'll be talking about the Open Government Partnership, what they're doing, what plans they've developed, and what they hope to achieve with these plans, and what they expect of government and civil society and all of that. So let's turn to them and say, good morning. It's great to have the two of you there this morning.
Good morning, Marka, and good morning, Liberia. It's always a pleasure being here. Except that I saw you the last time on the other side, and also happy belated birthday.
Thank you, sir.
It's always a pleasure sitting with you on the radio.
Okay.
And very good morning, Marka, and our listening audience. It's a pleasure having us.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So let's do this introduction appropriately. I know the both of you, but the whole portfolio thing here, they're clear.
No, I mean, basically, I'm a co-chair. So the OGP has a chairperson that is government.
Okay.
Normally is the office of the deputy, anyone who sits in the office of the deputy minister at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism.
Okay.
And then the co-chair is a civil society person, which I am. And then so the portfolio has changed a little bit, and I was telling you out there. So basically, first my portfolio was country director, and now is executive director for Accountability Lab, and soon will be regional director for the sub-region. So yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Marka, good morning again. Good morning, audience. I'm Dak Sua, and I'm the director of the Open Government Partnership National Secretariat, which is anchored at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. And in this role, I provide programmatic and technical support to the Secretariat.
Okay, that's great. So yes, I know a lot of people joining this broadcast and they're hearing about the Open Government Partnership. So they want to know, give us some, backgrounds about this OGP.
So the Open Government Partnership is an initiative of the United States government, especially President Obama,
Okay.
in 2011. So the idea was actually birthed in 2010, but then countries were invited to basically show how civil society, government, private sector, and the media can work together to ensure that the governance sector of the country is working in ways that is not frictional, but it's co-creational. That we sit together, develop a plan that normally is stretched over 2 years. And Liberia was under Madam Salif, was at one of the pioneers countries in 2011. Since then, we've developed 4 action plans. This is the 5th national action plan. Okay. So what basically the action plan does is government makes commitment to the global partnership, and that commitment will be measured, and it's not very different from what the ministries will be doing, but they are measured by indicators. Some of the indicators basically how transparent you are, how the information is accessible to the public at that ministry or agency, and to what level that the government is open enough that they are not just open alone, but they are partnering with civil society, the media, and private sector to ensure. And in different countries, the structures are different. So when you're ensuring accountability, good governance, and democratic values, but few things we look out for. In some countries, it is resident in the office of the president, right? Like, for example, in Sierra Leone, the Open Government Partnership is in the office of the president. In Liberia, it's housed at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. In other countries like Burkina Faso, it is housed at the Commerce Agency. So it depends on what the country structures like. But what we do basically, we go globally and do lessons learned. But there is an interim assessment that happens, which you are measured against. And if you don't perform, you are delisted. And when you are delisted, it has a way of affecting your Millennium Challenge record. So sometimes when people think that one indicator stands alone, no, it doesn't. It even affects the way the World Bank looks at that country. It affects the way other development partners assess you as a country. So the OGP platform is a very sensitive co-creational platform that provides room. And I just want to say this first. Civil society and government, we are not anti each other.
Okay.
And this is the argument I've made over time. Civil society is not a watchdog, not the media is a watchdog. That, for me, is a 1920 definition of what roles we play far greater than a watchdog. Now, if I give this scenario of what a watchdog is, if you have a dog in your yard and it's washing, even if the stranger trespasses and that stranger is a good stranger or a bad stranger, even if the gate is open, a good one walks in, it will back because it doesn't know them. And that's not what we do in civil society. We come, advocacy must be fact-based. The media advocacy must be fact-based. And everything we do is, the underlying factor is that citizens must benefit. And what government is doing, that citizens must benefit. As to whether it's in service delivery, as to whether it's in security protection, citizens or food security, whatever sort of things that you will do, the bottom line is citizens are served and they are served better, and that's why the OGP is here.
Yes, so
Yes, just to add, Marka, thanks so much, Lawrence. And I thought it's important for context. The fifth National Action Plan is very unique in that it is the only plan in Liberia since we acceded to the OGP in 2011 that was the forward was signed by His Excellency President Joseph Yimambakwa Senior, and it is aligned with the government arrest agenda for inclusive development. So I will just run you through the 8 key institutions in the government that have made commitments in the plan so that audience can have context. So the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, for instance, is promising supporting integrity institutions. They are making the commitments, and we are going to track and monitor that in the next 2 years. The Public Procurement and Concession Commission, they are promising that they're going to strengthen transparency and accountability in public procurement, and that is key. In the case of the Liberia Business Registry, they are promising that they're going to promote transparency and enhance citizen access to information and public participation. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning is also promising that they're going to publish all the 8 key budget documents in the National Society. So at this National Secretariat, what we do, we monitor. There's a dashboard that have been developed for the commitment stakeholders. We call them 8 institutions, and we have a reporting template. We done training for them to populate the template, and then they send back to us, and then we populate the dashboard.
Yeah, so I was just about to ask, by what means they make these commitments?
So they look basically as their normal function.
Okay.
For example, when LACC said to us that they will improve and support transparency institutions, what that means is
are these commitments documented?
Yes.
Yes, they are
so
documented.
There's a national action plan, which is a documentation.
Okay.
And what we're trying to do now is to put them online as well for people to have access to it. But the dashboard that we've developed is to measure what each of these institutions are doing in terms of are they in progress? Are they working? Their percentages, we'll be measuring them.
Okay.
And then we'll also be measuring the indicator such that is from has not started to completed.
Okay.
Right? And then when it's completed, so the way the global platform works is that it's broken down into regional. So when you get to the regional, the interim assessment mechanism, when they get to your country, they pick the very document you promised that you would do. And the promises are from their function. And then we look at where the government budget is supporting so that it is not like it's different from your work. So we're not pumping different money into it. It's not, it is demonetized.
Okay.
So you are using your budgetary level, but we are making commitment. For example, these were some of the reasons. So when we say, oh, Liberia extended to, non-permanent member, those are kind of indicators that people look at. So it was not just one factor. It was not just, sometimes I listen to the rhetoric. It was like, it's one sector. No, it's not. So all we're doing with all of the measurements is the dashboard is there, but we have broken the dashboard down into monthly reports, into weekly reports. So as you track weekly, we know that monthly you are reporting, and when you submit to us, then we populate the dashboard monthly. So you, in real time, you will be able to see live online which ministry is doing well, which ministry is not doing well. And we are saying promising entity, the 8 of them. And somebody will ask, but why everybody?
Yes, why are other institutions not making that commitment?
So
is it limited to certain sectors?
No, it was open to the country, but the way it's also measured is from your previous action plan performance, you are also being advised so that the country does not look more ugly, that you pick institutions that are ready. So we engage institutions prior.
Okay.
And then some institutions are having tough time instead of budgetary support in terms of how their function is going. Some of them were reviewing, and one of them, of course, were at a chaos, which is the legislature. And at that time, we could not go to the impasse and say, this is the speaker and that the speaker. We didn't want to be part of that, so we step out. But what have we done with them? We've engaged the speaker at the moment. We've engaged the pro tem separately to raise champions within of OGP within the legislature at the two levels, so they can support open government initiative. For example, we don't need to be telling them, oh, order yourself. No. Those champions should be people and individuals that understand the language of OGP, that they can call for their own audit. They can do what openness mean. For example, how do we have a complete website for the legislature that we can go there and see how they vote? What happened to the instruments? Can we get them getting back to where they should be? So every institution is not reporting, but the key institutions that are reporting will be measuring in real time. You can go online. So when by the end of October, we should be live with the report. Then you can go to see which one of them, where they are, their status, and you can see in real time, and you can have access to them as well and ask them questions, what is happening. For example, Public Works, I think is one of the best promises that I like. Because when constructions are happening in this country, sometimes even procurement becomes an issue. For us to understand what's there is an issue. But they are saying they will even be having town hall meetings. And they are telling us the number of meetings they will even be having in a month. So we think if they are doing that, and if they are not doing it, our role as CSO is, instead of just coming up in public and start talking, no, that's not advocacy for the most part. Is to engage the ministry and tell the ministry, but you promised it. Are there challenges? How can we be of help? Is there something that CSOs can do? Is this something? And then at some point, we are also encouraging them to say, publish it. Call for the meeting that you say you call for. Invite the media. Let's have a... So there's a co-creation process. It's not a conflictual process.
So what are mechanisms in place to hold these institutions that are making these commitments to ensure that they can deliver on these commitments?
So I like the question. The team at the Secretariat and the National Steering Committee are meeting, because there's this layer, there's this National Steering Committee, there's a multi-stakeholder group. So firstly, we've been able to put together the OGP focal persons meeting. So we do training for them, and then as we speak, even as we leave from here, there is a focal point virtual meeting where they're going to status report on where they are, so that we are able to track them. We are also making visitations to them regularly to say, okay, where are we, so that we can if we can provide technical support or advisory support. Those are the ways that because it's not a naming and shaming exercise. No, you want to encourage commitment stakeholders to do better. So then the way to do that is to provide technical and advisory and programmatic support.
So, Marka, I think this is also for the public as well. One of the things that we are grappling with in this country is being mentally positive.
Okay.
Instead of every time just lambasting people, it has to reach a time where you engage the person one-on-one and have a conversation with them. Sometimes they have challenges, and the skills that they may need, civil society could have that skill, and you give it to the backstage. And because the final project is this: when the particular ministry succeeds and the public service is provided properly, the country benefits, citizens benefit. And if we got the right information, speculation will reduce. And then disinformation, misinformation, all of them will reduce. So where we are as an institution that is basically helping as co-creators of this process, the accountability issue is we are actively engaging. Today by 11 o'clock, the virtual meeting is happening. And right after the virtual meeting, we take what they tell us and we are going back to them next week, each of the 8, to basically have a conversation around, you reported this, can we see the evidences that you have to provide? If we see the evidence, then we say, no, okay, then we take the balls and say what you reported is true. So it's not just you tell us that we agree. No, we want to see evidence attached to what you said. If you say the project was signed or the bid is out, we want to see how you publish the bid. Is it single sourcing? If it is single sourcing, what are the procurement meanings? So all of these kind of conversation, what we are doing is helping that particular entity to co-create. So civil society is not just coming and screaming. And no, I think where we should be at the moment is help. Maybe, just maybe, go back to our education system and just introduce critical thinking within them. And then sometimes some of the frictions that we have online, on social media, maybe on the media, even with people at intellectual centers and other meetings, it will reduce a little bit. Because the basic and the most important resource in any country are the people.
Sure.
If the mind of the people are grown and they understand what they're looking for, trust me, the friction will reduce.
And Marka, just to add, and one of the things we are trying to do at the Secretariat is to develop grant-based proposals to do awareness, outreach, and sensitization on the National Action Plan nationwide. And we can do some public lectures like universities so that people get to understand what is in the plan and they can hold together with us, those 8 commitment stakeholders, accountable.
Exactly. So let's look back a little bit. This is the 5th action plan.
Yeah.
That means you've come from 1 to 5 now, right? Yeah. So let's look at the previous, action plans, and maybe the most recent ones. Where do you think Liberia is delivering, and where do you think Liberia is lagging behind?
I mean, it's been some roller coaster. Our first national action plan, the performance was far more better than any of the 3 in between.
Okay.
And the reason was we were interrupted by Ebola. Okay. But before Ebola, we have had a lot of gains around transparency institutions were set up. Most of them were getting trained. Young people were going out. They were getting training. That impacted the level of commitments at that time.
Okay.
Right? So when we were hit by Ebola, the next 3 plans, one of them also COVID intercepted it. So 2 of the plans were intercepted by pandemic and epidemic. Then the 3rd plan, we became moderate simply because we also had a lot of indicators. We have the National Election Commission, we have LSCC moving towards reviewing that which we achieved in Action Plan 4, which we promised and said LSCC will have a revision of its law to get direct prosecutorial power. Did we achieve that? Yes, as a country, we achieved that. So some of the promises that we're achieving it, but we have never passed moderate. And the reason we have never passed moderate is there's a culture in this country of information being grabbed rather by agencies, and to share the information is difficult. And one of the reasons why we are doing some of these conversations, the agency actors understand that it is good to share information that is for the public consumption. Don't wait until people start speculating, because before you can come and dilute that speculation, people have formed mindset. And to disengage people from mindset becomes a struggle. So almost every time in this country, it's like we're not going in front because it's more of redeem, gain, redeem, gain, redeem. So people need to just say, look, this is what we are doing at the ministry. This is what we are doing at this agency. These are the gains. But we also have challenges. Look, Marka, this is the basic issue in our politics. It is difficult to see a Liberian politician who will make mistake and come public and say, I have made mistake, because of this, I'm resigning. That is mature politics. Politics is not all about being protective. Politics is not all about being sensitive to say, oh, if I admit, it means it's my downfall. No. Most of the people that have grown in other jurisdictions is because they've understood, and some of them come back. For example, the president of Ghana, the present president of Ghana,
Yes.
when he conceded defeat, most of his guys were like, oh, they were having wrong. But who is the president again? Is Mahatma. So we need to get to a stage where politicians need to say, no, this place we have challenge. Okay, look, instead of looking for capacity outside this country, I've argued until the Ministry of Labor can build a database of all Liberians, we cannot definitely say that we don't have capacity because the numbers are not there to show. And if we want to make that argument, come and make some of these public statements, say you have challenge and ask for help openly. The same way we can have SOS call, make some SOS call, but some of the professionals are in civil society. Instead of going out to say, engage the OGP and say, look, civil society, we are faced with this challenge. Can somebody help? And trust me, we are waiting at all times to help.
Yeah, so Marka, because government serve people, the model in the OGP is that it must be accountable, it must be transparent, and just to use the HRBA principle, that's the human rights-based approach to development. When you serve people, citizens should have access to information, citizens should participate, there should be participation, people should be accountable to the people that govern them, and those are just basic things that we want people to do. So OGP is not saying everything is right. We are saying let's work together, let's share experiences, let's learn lessons, and some of the models are working. Like when we launched the 5th National Action Plan, we invited the Senate Pro Tem, Madam Yombi Kanga Lawrence. She was the chief launcher, and she expressed interest in open parliament. The speaker also, then they had an impasse, the legislative impasse. He also expressed interest. OGP Global was holding an event in Nairobi, Kenya, where you have open parliament, and they are expressing interest. There's an event coming up in Spain, and there are a lot of lessons that we can learn from other countries that are doing well. And these are international bodies that when you are part of, like he said, had the Liberia, for instance, complete HIPAA, we're heavily indebted poor country. It's because we set up all these anti-graft institutions. We had the LACC, we had the GAC, and all these things. Before in this country, when they did the budget, it was a secret document. Today, we have Liberia involved with open OBI, there's an open budget index. They do their study on Liberia, and today we got 8 key budget documents that the Ministry of Finance is making available to the citizens. Citizens now have access to the budget. So these are just openness in governance.
That's great. But let's do some comparison with other OGP members, like for example, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, or Kenya, to see whether Liberia is catching up or falling behind or innovating in certain areas.
I think if you pick Ghana, for example, Ghana has a serious open parliament.
Okay.
We don't have. We have a parliament that...
What's the definition of an open parliament?
An open parliament is that your information is online. It's actively online.
Okay.
You don't need people from your office to be defensive and placing it on Facebook. No. You have an official website that your voting records are on. That when there are hearings, the hearings are not just public hearings but symbolic public hearings. The public individuals are allowed to ask questions, but not write something on paper and give it to them for them to ask if they feel like they want to ask. That we are lacking behind. Our legislators need to understand that when you really make public hearing public, when civil society actors are invited to the public hearing, they should be allowed to ask their question directly. Now, all of these kind of engagement, but we also ahead. We had, for example, in terms of prosecutorial power with LACC, as to whether LACC is going to court actively is another thing. But do we have that power over other jurisdictions? Yes. I'll pick up Burkina Faso, for example. I'll pick up Mali, for example. Right? Sierra Leone, the anti-corruption agency is a little bit ahead of us because Francis, which is a friend, Francis is really aggressive not in a negative way, aggressive to when he's going to make a raid, the public will know, but will not know like the raid is going to happen. But the moment we reach there, the raid is happening, the media is already there. But media actors will be on the standby. Do we do it? The media should not be used mostly for information dissemination only. The media should be used as a strategic partner for governance. So you're not coming to OKFM, because maybe the minister is appearing on ELBC. So you come and say, OKFM, come and cover. No. But why can't you use OKFM? Why can't you use other stations? And then allow other stronger media voices that are even different from you to also be allowed on that table to ask the critical question. If of show, it is not a showmanship, but it is of governance. These kind of engagements, we are behind time. But have we built some institutions from the past, because the comparative cannot be of the present only? Yes, we have. RAA, for example, is an advantage that we have. So RAA is a preventive anti-corruption institution. And yes, I disagree with the model to make the RAA officials resident in a ministry for long. I disagree. I think it should be a fast rotational in 3 months, because
you mean the internal auditors they have in various government institutions?
Yeah, they should rotate. Now, the reason why they should rotate, familiarity breeds a lot of negativity.
Compromise. You want to say that too? Okay.
Because if you get the person there for long, the person knows the people, anything is possible. But if they are rotating, because all of them are audit professionals, when you pick the next document, you know exactly what you're looking for. That's why you see when GAC is doing an audit, they reach to the entity, they are in a totally separate area for independence. Right after that, they leave. They left with the GAC, the supreme auditor, now to communicate to you.
So you think for how long should an internal auditor be assigned at an institution?
Maximum should be 6 months.
6 months.
3 to 6 months is enough.
Okay.
And Marka,
1 year is not. The reason we're raising some of these things is these are some of the reasons why we are lacking behind. And this one I'm talking because I'm an anti-corruption expert and I understand this. I've worked. I'm not declaring expert because I want to declare expert, because I have an educational backing to say what I'm saying. I've worked over 20 years on anti-corruption. So if you keep them resident, then people will say, oh, procurement is live online. No. You can even do e-procurement and there can be corruption on the trace. But how do you make it even much public when you are leaving the e-portal to get where the bid is truly happening in real life? So insider trader and insider trading can happen anywhere at any time.
And Marka, just to add on the internal audit part, and these are some of the small, quick wins that government has been able to do in the last 10, 20 years. Before, we never had internal audit. Now, when people go to audit, sometimes they're not saying that you're stealing money and everything. So it could just be procedural compliance issues. So these guys are there to provide guidance and advisory support on the way to go, to do the right stuff. And I think it's important that we have such people there. But to stay there for a longer time, I don't think it's necessary.
So
then they get familiar, and then they get red tapes and kickbacks and everything.
Yes, fifth National Action Plan 2025 to 2027. What are the key targets? What do you want to achieve within this 2 years?
So few things. Let me take the judiciary for an example. If you pick the judiciary, there are jurors trainings that are happening across. Technically, you know, the Jewish management should be in all 15 counties. At the moment, it's in 8. And they are promising, the judiciary is promising that they want to make sure that they get in the balance 7. And which thing is necessary? Look, it is a proud thing, Marka, that one of us, they invite you to be a juror in your country. It's a pride. The criminal justice system depends on citizens to help. So when you hear the grand jury, they're not lawyers. They are people. They are citizens that are vetted by the councils, and then they are placed there to help to show how citizens' voices are also in the judiciary. Then a jury is set up in the case. Then we need to make sure that it's a proud for you to see people going there. But if it's not in all 15 counties, then it's become a problem. That's one of the entities and the indicator. PPCC, for example, and trust me, as we speak, PPCC portal, even though they promised it for 2 years, the portal is now active.
So between now to 2027, the OGP wants to see that the jury training is established in all the 15 countries.
The jury management.
Management, yes.
It's established in all 15 countries. Technically, it's not OGP that is doing it. It is the judiciary that is promising it. Our role is to work with them, remind them as they report. We are taking down the report, looking at the facts. For example, if they set it up in one county and we have it this month, and we need to also speak about it. So you can see it with the OGP platform. You'll also be able to see it on the judiciary platform. That is much more alarming, widespread information that everybody can have.
And so, Marka, so you asked what we want to see in the next 2 years as we implement 2027.
Yes.
We will be delighted at Team OGP Liberia if all the commitment stakeholders can deliver on their commitment effectively. That's the big win. For instance, earlier on, I broke the different commitments that were promised. So, for instance, let's take LRA. They are promising that they want to see effective tax payment system. Now, there are 3 major taxes that people normally collect here. So there's income tax, goods and service tax, and real property tax. Let's look at real property. Are we doing well with real property? How many of our ministers, our directors, government officials, and other citizens are paying taxes? We can get a lot more money from real property tax. Say, for instance, the real property tax law is saying you should hold 10% withholding you, the tenant. But most of the time when the people pay the 10% to the landlord consume the money. So how do we ensure? Now, the team at LRA has done a serious work with the dashboard. They have day-to-month revenue data, year to month, month to year, day to week, all those different things, they have it. And they're doing effective work at LRA. Other institutions are also working, but we want to see all of the commitment stakeholders deliver on the commitment in the next 2 years.
And Marka, just quickly, you know that LRA is doing massive cleanup, right?
Yeah.
Serious massive cleanup. And this is the kind of thing. So if you want to reach your target, look, I keep saying, if this country must go forward, we need radical human resource desktop cleanup and replacement. But you cannot do it in 100% like they are doing it if the institutions that are educational are not teaching the requisite subjects, and we are depending on the China scholarships, we are depending on the Rwandan scholarships, we are depending on the US scholarship and the Shevlin scholarships that there are. Why can we build what we are looking for here? Curriculum reform at the Ministry of Education is not enough. What we need is a complete reform of our education system, and then some of these things. Will we really achieve? I just want to be and that's the civil society in me. Will we really achieve this 100%? I'm not sure. But is there a will this time around to see that will be achieved that will pass moderate? I think so. Because I see working with these guys, I see new things. I see the mere fact that now we have a clearer dashboard, we have a clearer reporting system. We know that we are reporting monthly and a lot of things like that. I think it's possible. But when we have challenges, and when we do have challenges, the same way we are on this platform, we'll come back here and tell the Liberian people.
Okay, Lawrence Yelu the second is here. Daxwa also here. They are from the Open Government Partnership Liberia, and we've been talking about the 5th. They call it National Action Plan.
Yes.
Yes. So call. Let's hear from you. 777 700 995, 0777 700 995, and 0555 995 995. Very important conversation this morning about governance, about transparency and accountability in our government system. So you can call to participate. Again, 0777 700 995 995, 0555 995 995. Let's take this first caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to appreciate the guests this morning for the exposure because for me, I would like to ask them the past government and this government who really implementing that open budget policy, who really implementing it?
Open
Is it
government
government or the
partnership,
past
not
government?
open budget. Yes, thank you. They will answer you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
My name is Benny Lepolo. I'm calling from Pinche. I want to thank the folks that are, spearheading or working along with the Cuban government initiative. But I listened carefully. I didn't hear anything about security sector. And mostly those of you in the area of journalism and civil society, I want you people to be concerned about security sector in this country because people that are providing services in the security sector are considered to be no being. For instance, the thing that happened with the public and the GE officer in Coward, nobody was caring to carry life. But if there's an instance of an officer having any misgiving with public, it's considered the talk of the month or the year or the week. Besides that, the welfare of men and women that serve in the security sector should be of concern to those of you who are also encouraging the government to deliver in certain areas. As you are aware, police officers in this country have one set of uniform. They don't even have raincoat. They are on the ring. Does they also concern the open government initiative? Do you people get concerned whether we get the rightful training, education, and insurance so that they can deliver in this country? We want you people to please pay attention in the security sector. Thank you very
So
much.
they have to they have to engage and make sure that people in that sector too can make the commitment that they will do certain things. But thank you for
Definitely,
joining.
if they can engage the judiciary, what about the law enforcement structure, infrastructure, or architecture?
Thank you.
You
You
see
made your
that
point.
mostly top brass in the security sector always look good. They're having everything. But the other men, what is happening?
Okay. All right. Thank you. What's happening? Let's go for this call right here. Good morning.
Money, my God.
Good morning.
Money. My name is Focus Wilson. I'm from the Southeast. Money to your other colleague with you there. I think the conference here is very unique. The concept, the methodology are all conform to contemporary reality. But again, I want to clearly say, look, Liberia may got away of giving simple excuse. For example, let's use one of the ministries as a case study. I submitted a budget of maybe 2.2 million. According to the government, the legislature said because of budgetary constraints, we cannot appropriate 2 million to you. We'll give you 1 million. So, for example, the judiciary covering in 15 counties of the republic will be telling you. I mean, I just try to share my experience with you that, oh yes, I mean, it was a commitment we made, but because we don't have the budgetary support, we couldn't hire staff to go to the places to do X, Y, Z. So, I mean, we try to manage, even to maintain the 8 counties, it becomes very difficult, the salary structure, the maintenance, the infrastructure. Look, I think one key place your emphasis should be concentrating is the LRA. I told people that the LRA is a very unique entity, but they are not doing much well. I keep saying that because even I was speaking. I can't remember when LRA ever reached my house. Okay? When you cannot reach to the citizen, when you cannot have a practical scene on the ground, it becomes difficult for ordinary person to understand what they're supposed to do. You tell people to willingly, tax is one of the difficult things people have to pay to leave their houses and walk to LRA. LRA should have a manpower on the field to be able to mark these houses and to do a due diligence at the end of every month to make sure that whether these people are in compliance. I mean, if that is not the case, even government officials, and I know, what is so complain about them, and all the people that are raising bill LC will complain about it. What about ordinary person? So I think LRA is a focus point into your engagement. I want to say that because when the people are getting sufficient money, it becomes so difficult. To conclude, I also want to talk about your expansion in the rural area. I'm from the rural area. Everything I say, I'm from the southeast, which means I'm countrymen. Some of these things, our people are not privileged to them. People exploit them in so many ways. I think sometimes you take on ERBC, take your own time, speak a simple English to disseminate information to our people. It will help.
Okay.
And even by locating your offices where your office is located, in case of anything, people can locate you and be able to give you some privileged information. It is very vital. But I want to say thank you for your effort, and that God be with you. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you for participating. Couple of calls, and then we will go back to our guests. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I wanted to say concerning about the labor sector, what you talk about. The labor sector in every country get a labor law.
You want to tell us your name and where you joining us from?
I'm Blama calling from Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah, the labor sector, the labor bill of country, the labor bill of country. Because when no labor practicing have been done in your country, there will be no something. The private sector, it goes on private and those institutions. They put paying less to our citizens. They put maltreating them. So if the government tells them to go to the rural places and do what? Check up on the labor practices and things, the $30, the other.
So the labor ministry has to make some commitment as well.
Yeah, labor ministry. They need to do that. Really, because America have been built by labor.
Okay.
Because you go in America and people live here, they go in America to work. They get a labor money that what they can say here.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Famula Joy calling from Sano County.
Sano County.
Yeah, Famula Joy.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we are discussing about the representative being right.
No. We're not. No, we're not talking about representative business. Why you? You sounding that you have issue with the representative. You want to express it. So. Yeah, so we'll take at least two more calls. Yes, it's like 2 minutes past 9, so we'll take two more calls and then call it a day on this segment. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, family, how you doing?
We are great. How are you this morning?
Good. I'm Joseph Bowie Johnny from Soniwan.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, when it comes to labor, our labor sector in our country is very poor. Our brothers and sisters are laboring in Nakon and other put aside because of no job. They are screening themselves just to earn little or nothing for them and their children.
Don't point out any institution or just say people working in places.
Yeah, no, but Nakon is very bad. Very bad.
We don't have
No
much information about that. So
do your survey. So we ask government to work in that direction and it's very costly.
okay. Thank you. Hello?
Morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Lincoln. Lincoln of my workplace. Highway.
Okay.
So we are discussing labor and people are trying to blame the labor ministry. Labor ministry is just infatuating the
Man, we're talking about open government partnership here and the National Action Plan for 2025-2027. That's why we're talking here. We're not talking about specific ministry.
People just diverting the topic.
You helping them to divert it. So let me just say you on diversion. Let me just replace you with this person. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead quickly. Yes.
I heard you're talking about the labor sector in this country, sir.
Oh, but why are you just no, we are talking about the open government partnership and especially the National Action Plan 2025-2027. That's what we're talking. So we talk about different sectors, but I don't know why everybody talking about labor. I'll ask the people whether labor has made any commitment. So let's go back to our guests and see. Yes, you listen to the callers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, quite interesting.
I think there was a question about the first caller, whether the past government and the current government who is actually implementing the action plan. I think Lauren can speak to that.
I think it's quite interesting, but first I want to say thanks to the callers and those that are listening. Maybe you wanted to call too, but the OGP, when you're comparing, we don't compare governments, we compare action plans, because one action plan leads into another government era. For example, the third action plan left from Madam Salif and entered into Mr. Obia's administration. So how can you now say, and this fifth national action plan was being developed under the previous regime and then were perfected under this regime? how then are we going to develop that? That's a politics for another day. But the question that I thought it was very good is there are sectors that we didn't reach to, but are concerning. When you hear people talking about labor, it means that labor is concerning for our citizens.
Yes.
There was a fellow who called and talked about the security.
Yeah, Melvin Lepolo.
And that is something that Accountability Lab, as an institution, has been working on. I raised a lot of concerns with one uniform from academy, and even in the sectors, right? You notice that the police, the military, are not even treated well. The salary of the military, if we were to come here and have that conversation, it can be a whole big conversation. The police are treated a little bit better than the LDA. The LDA is the poorest treated organization in terms of security. And but we are crying that we want to fight drug. And these are the frontliners. But most of the top officials are always having 4, 5 different uniforms. When some of these guys are paid the minimum wage, when you drop it, they get insurance which they can't easily access. We could talk about a whole thing around it. So is it right? Yes. Is it a concern that OGP should look into this kind of area for the next action plan? Surely we will. But one thing we are trying to do is that we are trying to get special commitments. So these 2 calls with labor ministry, the example, when you want to talk labor, Marka, maybe one day you get some of the economists, and my man Abdullah, the kind of conversation. I want us to talk about rent, economic rent seeking. And let's talk about the value, if that economics is going to develop this country, and talk about labor rent and see if it develops this country. It's a technical conversation, but it's a conversation for people who understand the language to get in on the table and have the conversation. But is it concerning that OGP should address? Yes, it is. So I think the conversation was about, let's have some sectors which the people care about to bring them into OGP, since we have judiciary, which is concerning. And the thing that helped us with the judiciary as well, we have the new Chief Justice that came and even expanded this commitment. So we are looking forward to that. But before I go away, Marka, I just want to say thanks to the OKFM family for having us. It's always a pleasure being here. But also thanks to the Liberian out there. I think the best thing I can tell us is we got to stay calm. We got to still mentally healthy, but still positive. When everything is said and done, Lucky Dube sang a song that I so believe. Celebrate life. Anything that you do, whether you like it or not, you got to make yourself happy. You can't get hypertension every day. You'll die soon. And you might be easily forgotten. Maybe 2 or 3 hours, people will remember you. And then at your repast, something different may be happening. So be safe out there, and let's make Liberia a safe space. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and Marka, just to close, once again, viewers joining us, the 5th National Action Plan, Liberia Country Program Open Government Partnership, was launched on 26 February 2025. We're implementing it for 2 years. The unique thing about this National Action Plan, the foreword was written and signed by His Excellency President Joseph Yimambuaka Senior, which is a commitment to good governance, open governance, and the plan is also aligned with the government arrest agenda for inclusive development, AAID. And so our prayer and hope at the Secretariat and the National Steering Committee is to work with all the 8 commitment stakeholders so that they are able to deliver the implementation of their plan in the next 2 years. Where they have capacity gaps and challenges, we'll work along with them. So we want to say thank you again for hosting us. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.
Okay, well, Lawrence Yelu II and Doug Swa there from the Open Government Partnership Liberia. They've been here talking about the OGP and the 5th National Action Plan 2025 to 2025 to 2027. So let's take this short musical break. We'll come back and talk about some of the trending issues in the country. The issue with the petroleum storage fees is one of the hottest discussions in the country. But let's take this song from Larry G. That's my favorite song. Yes, let's go for it.
.com.
Download your favorite song at
People are looking up to me. Laissez patient dans il est fantasme. Me and all my patient dans tout il est faux fabon. Oh no, I know congratulations can't finish. I want the money from the ground to the ceiling. I want my people settle for me. I wanna chop life on the low. I know congratulations.
I know this stuff will not something, but yeah, we'll try. I'm a favorite song here, but yes, it's a beautiful song. Again, I know folks on Facebook may not be able to follow it like that. But yes, again, this is the OK Morning Rush here on OKFM 99.5. We broadcast to you from Lynch Street in Central Monrovia. We've been talking with folks from the Open Government Partnership Liberia, Lawrence Yelu. The second was here. One big civil society man in the country, in Daxwa, who is the director of the OGP National Secretariat. We talk about some very important national issues here. Yes, we think it is good. Sometimes we try to have these people here to talk about what we are doing with governance in the country. Because look, everyone is impacted by how government is run. So sometimes it's good these people come around and we talk about these things. So it's been a wonderful time. Yeah. So we, like I said, for the last segment, we will have some interaction with members of the public today. A lot of people, stakeholders, believe that some policy actions coming from the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, they think it is kind of targeting private business owners, while the government believes that it is appropriate to take some of these actions now so that government can create a financial space to do other things, including funding road projects and other community social programs in the country. So there have been this rigmarole on social media, on different media platforms in the country when the LPRC came down with that storage fees issue. So, but I want to go there to get the statement exactly that came from the LPRC. Let's get the statement from the LPRC. This is it, and there's been some, counter from different people and all of that. But let's have the statement. It says the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company (LPRC) wishes to inform the public of adjustments to the petroleum pricing structure following recommendations by the Liberian Senate and a subsequent directive from the presidency. A public hearing convened by a joint Senate committee comprising the committees on Ways, Means, Finance and Budget and Public Accounts on state-owned enterprises engaged multiple stakeholders. I wonder these multiple stakeholders included private businesses who are in the industry. So it said engage multiple stakeholders in the downstream petroleum sector, including the managing director of the LPRC, to assess the fairness of the existing petroleum pricing structure. The Joint Committee submitted a detailed report to the plenary of the Senate, which reviewed and deliberated on the findings before forwarding recommendations to His Excellency President Joseph Boakai. After reviewing the Senate's recommendations, the Presidency issued a directive to the management of LPRC to implement the following adjustments to the petroleum pricing structure. 1. Remove the previous financing cost and create a new line item titled Support to Government Social Programs at 2 cents per gallon. Remove the previous financing cost and create a new line item called Support to Government Social Programs at 2 cents per gallon. So every gallon of petroleum product will remit 2 cents to the Support Government Social Programs line. 2. Create a new item titled Support to County Equipment at 0.09 per gallon. That's 9 cents per gallon. Now combine these new lines equal 11 cents per gallon based on a annual import volume of 154,652,417 gallons. He said this is the annual import volume. 154,652,417 gallons. Based on the annual import volume, the adjustment is projected to generate an estimated 17.01 million, approximately 17 million, in additional revenue to support social programs and county equipment needs. The President's directive reflects two central government priorities. 1. Preserving low fuel prices for consumers, and 2. Mobilizing resources to address critical national infrastructure and county level equipment needs. In light of a serious decline in international development assistance, the RDA, these new revenue lines provide a sustainable domestic source of funding for priority programs. Importantly, these measures do not affect the commercial margins of market participants. Margins remain unchanged as follows. Importers margin 14 cents per gallon. Distributors margin 5 cents per gallon. Retailers margin 7 cents per gallon. The Liberia Petroleum Refining Company affirms its commitment to transparency, fairness, and accountability in the petroleum sector while supporting national efforts to mobilize resources for development. LPRC will continue to work with all stakeholders to ensure the smooth and timely implementation of the presidential directive. Okay, this is the statement from the LPRC on the should I call it charges to support government social program and as well as support county equipment. So it's 2 cents per gallon to social programs, 9 cents per gallon to county equipment. Well, besides this, a lot of stories have been coming up. You know, people think the government is imposing too much money on private sector or businesses, and it will affect their profit margin and all of that. But there was a particular statement that was released in line with this directive, and I want to read that as well so that we can talk a little bit about it and have some interaction. Is this a good policy? Yes. So we can talk about it, whether it is good, whether it is bad. So this statement was released by someone who has been in the industry for a very long time, and it is posted directly on his own private page. This is from Representative Musa Hassan Bilite. He said, I received a communication from the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company that the government has decided to reduce storage fees payable to Liberian terminal operators from 35 cents to 2 cents per gallon, while at the same time creating new technical cost lines for LPRC, the direct primary beneficiary of these cuts. The intent of the government's action is to divert money away from Liberian terminal operators and redirect it to LPRC with the intent to weaken Liberian ownership and silence Liberian innovation. The net effect is to effectively shut down Liberian-owned petroleum terminals and centralize power in the hands of a few. This decision not only threatens our energy security, but also undermines Liberian jobs and families, as there is no way that terminal operators can remain in business if the government carries out this action. This is strong. The role of government is to create an enabling environment where the private sector can flourish and where Liberian businesses can benefit. This action by the government is in direct contravention of that role and does not represent meaningful reform. It is a deliberate attempt to cripple Liberian entrepreneurs who have invested millions of dollars, much of which has not only been recovered into infrastructure, technology, and workforce to stabilize the petroleum sector. These investments have created jobs for Liberians, enabled stability of the petroleum market by ensuring product availability, and helped to strengthen Liberia's economy. He writes, I speak not only as a legislator in defense of the rights of Liberian businesses to thrive in their own country and contribute to the growth and development of an already weak and stagnant Liberian private sector, but also as the owner of Streamers Oil and Gas Company. This company has served the Liberian petroleum industry through importation and storage for over 15 years. The petroleum terminal business is one of the few sectors of our economy built and sustained exclusively by Liberians. No responsible government policy should sacrifice its own citizens' businesses under the pretense of price relief. I therefore called on the government of Liberia to immediately halt this harmful maneuver, to engage in transparent consultations with terminal operators, and to ensure that any reform in the petroleum sector genuinely serves the Liberian people and the growth and development of the private sector, not political interests. This is Honorable Musa Hassan Bilite, Representative District 7, Nimba County. He have had a lot of reactions to this statement, but I'm trying to exclusively access the LPRC page so that I can see the previous statement. So I'm going to do that right now. Again, you're listening to the OK Morning Rush here on OKFM 99.5. My name is Marka Davis. Here this morning with this edition of the show. Vatu is in China. She should be back by next week. So she's attending the China Africa Festival as the only representative from Liberia, and privilege for us from OKFM. So we want to wish Fatu all the best in China and safe flight back home to Liberia. And yes, so that's why I'm here alone this morning. That's why I'm here alone this morning. So I'm trying to get something quickly, please. Yes, bear with me. Let me get it. Uh, Let me see whether this is what I'm looking for. Okay, latest. Yeah, so we just want to put it to you, the Liberian people. These are different policies coming from the LPRC with counter reactions from others who are players within the sector. But I listened to the Senator Moi. I listened to Senator Moi who justified that these adjustments at the LPRC, or especially within the petroleum industry, is important because according to him, there's 8 courts, especially from USAID, and so government needs to create means in terms of domestic resource mobilization. So these different adjustments made will be able to raise additional resources to fund, for example, what they call county equipment, and also support government social programs. These are the 2 new lines, 2 cents per gallon going to support government social programs, 9 cents per gallon going to support county equipment. And then the storage fee, like you heard in Honorable Ability's statement, you're being storing petroleum products 35 cents per gallon, okay, all 35 cents, and now it is at 9, and he believes that this is kind of targeting local businesses or Liberian owned businesses. So what do you make about the lawmakers' statement? What do you make about the adjustments at LPRC, and what do you think about different statements that other stakeholders have made, including Senator Moi, who outlined clearly what this is. So let me I want to see if I can find his voice here so that we can have some discussion this morning here on the this is the OK Morning Rush. Sorry, I was on the conversation yesterday. Yes, so it is important we do this. It's very important we do this. Can I play this from here? Yes. So I hope this is what I'm trying to play. Let me see whether this is what I'm trying to play. Oh, this is not working. So yes, I think. Okay. I think we've done some explanation about it. The statement from LPRC, the statement from one of the key players in the industry, and different reactions that have come up. But let's just put a question to you, just clearly. What do you make of this? Can we compare things happening in other places and all of that? But let's talk about Liberia right now. Do you think the decision from the government, especially at LPRC, is perfect for what they call raising additional money to support government programs? Do you think it is targeting to get Liberians outside of or out of the industry, which according to some of the players, especially representability, there will be job losses, there will be crippling effect on Liberian owned businesses? So let's have some conversation around it this morning. Let's hear your clear, undiluted opinion on this particular matter. Not very sentimental, not a trivial part of it, not a 100% politics of it, but real reasoning. So let's take this call. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. this caller should be. Good morning. Oh. Yeah, 0777700 0777700 Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, Marka Jerez. My name is Chinditon Essence Usina, and I call from Country.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Marka, yesterday, I called on your show on the same issue, and I stand by my word. I'm saying the reduction made in our storage fee for me. I'm saying it is not in the interest of the Liberian people, because as you just read the letter from the representative, you know how many Liberians who are working over there. So now, if these fees are reduced and they may decide to close the state now, these Liberians that will be all our jobs. So now the question goes to you: the fees that the government will be collecting now, will they employ these Liberians that will be
Say you directing the question to the government. How you direct it to me when I'm not the one who will be receiving the fees?
The reason I directed the question to you because I was speaking on the same issue yesterday when you cut me off.
Yeah, man.
You were asking to say you say I accusing the government. I said no.
That was not the point. That was not. Maybe you are deviating from what we were discussing. That's why, but it was not that you are making an opinion and I cut you off. No.
No. I was not deviating from the topic. I was.
Can you speak to today's discussion?
Yeah. Okay. Today's discussion. I still stand by my word. I'm saying what the government is doing. It is not in the interest of the Liberian people because this particular form will be collected and the Liberian people will not benefit. We will not benefit.
But they said these adjustments will be going towards social programs and counter equipment and all of that. How can you say Liberians will not benefit?
We will not benefit. They were going to give you sources. They will only give you sources that where the money.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Barnes Livingstone. I'm calling from Virginia.
Okay.
Well, on the issue of this petroleum industry, the first thing I want to say is that we thanking the government for being critical in looking for domestic, revenue. Our government have created free enterprise space where private sector owners have tried to make millions and get the mark on the ground. Some of them say are in area of taxes that will be strongly for development. So I think the move by the government is kind of strategic in trying to check up value for the revenue that will be able to be used to benefit African people. On the contrary, the entrepreneur statement is just meant to attract public sentiment. Over the years, they've been in this industry. Do you really see their mark? What is the social development impact they're making? As we speak, some of the employees complain of very bad working conditions while they make the millions. So the society should not be structured only for people who have the money to better themselves and then not the entire population. Even though you can't reach everybody, but at least where the public interest at stake is important for government to make intervention. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're live.
Yeah, good morning. I'm George Logan. I call you from Monrovia.
Okay.
Okay, I listened to the conversation this morning. The first thing I want to say is that the media should be elected, and we're trying to bring this to the consciousness of the public, that the action of honorability as a senior public official to stand against government on policy that will enlarging the envelope of the national revenue is unconstitutional, is unlawful, is a violation. Our law calls for senior business practitioners who take on public office to put their businesses into what we call blend trust. But now, honorability should not be the one speaking on behalf of streaming oil and gas. It should be somebody doing that because he's a senior government official, a position called for the appropriation of taxes in the interest of national revenue. For him to be standing against the government policy that is aimed at expanding the national envelope for development in this country is unlawful, and I think some of all. If
you followed the statement that he posted that I read, he said while it is true he's a member of the government, he was also speaking his capacity as the founder of Streamers Oil and Gas, a major player in the industry for nearly or more than 15 years.
The violation is upon taking over office as senior government official, especially member of the legislature, You should put your business in blind trust. And when your business is in blind trust, you don't speak on behalf of the business in any public appearance. It is a violation because why you doing that is a complete conflict of interest. Who is he for? He should be that proffering solution for the economy of Liberia to get better. And now he proffering solution for a personal interest. So it should not be that way. Honorability is among Liberians that take a huge chunk of the Liberian revenue through personal salary as member of the legislature. So if government is looking for revenue to develop this country, he should not be the one funking for a private company. It's wrong. And like I said, if it continue, some of us will consult our legal, practitioners to file in the appropriate lawsuit against honorability for his action. It is a violation of the law. People who in public service should be in public interest. You should not be there to be proffering the interest of a personal company. This is not mean that you better make it more than 9 years. How does it impact Liberia? We are talking about looking for money to build our roads in the country and other things. And then they're talking about a personal company. Let it be people who are into private life and not in his capacity as representative. When he phone streamers, the fact that he accepted to come to private life, but now streamers should be in a blind trust.
Okay. Yes. Key points. Thank you. Key points. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is Gray Chesson, and I'm calling from Monrovia.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my concern. First thing, how does the reduction in storage fee affect the price on the market? We who buy in gallons, how are we going to benefit from it? One. Two, I suppose the reduction in that it comes from 35 cents to 2 cents, additional 11 cents that will support government initiative, making it 13 cents on the storage, which is a reduction. So that reduction, how is it going to affect commuters, petroleum buyers, and the entire economy? Can you please put that to the managing director and policymakers, please?
Yeah, I hope some of them can call. It will be important if they do. However, they listed different margins within the release that they said will remain the same. It will be unchanged and all of that. So we're hoping that they can provide some of these details. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, this person. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. If you are not coming through, let me see if I can get this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning. Go ahead.
This is Otero Johnson. I call you from Thomas University this morning.
Okay, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for the opportunity. Marka, there's a saying that says that you cannot sit on the man's shoulder and tell the man he hear his thing. Or most abilities, you understand that the capacity you're holding right now is a capacity that needs to speak for the masses and not for individual interest. But most ability
so his position is also that, or his statement also indicates that maybe by these kind of cuts, those in the industry could get discouraged or could not make more money again and decide to close their storage facilities, which means people who are working there could go out of jobs. And he also think is a very critical issue.
So is he taking into consideration the policy that grants every petroleum or importer to have a storage in FPRC? He knows that Mr. President knows that before he stores anybody petroleum in his storage, it should be at the approval of the managing director of the FPRC. That's one. Two, the policy does not in any way trap anybody from the market. The policy is in the interest of the Liberian people. Who the Liberian people you claim, you say you want to be president? Who are you want to be fighting for? I think Mr. President should be fighting for the Liberian people and not for himself.
Okay.
You understand? Yes. Not for himself. Because his statement tells everybody that he's fighting for himself.
Okay.
You cannot be fighting for the presidency and the same time going against the government. The same government that you occupying.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Yes, go ahead. Oh, this caller. Good morning. I don't know what is called. Sorry, we are not getting you. I'll try to see if. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning.
Yes. Why
want to say my own thing I want to say.
It appears like the phone is far from you. The cell phone is far from you. You are not coming through.
Okay, you hear me now?
Yes, good. Go ahead.
I want to tell the government thank you. When it's necessary, and the government know that it will help the Liberians, I see nothing wrong with it. Miss Honorable Benedict, I made enough money. We need the people working. But what the government trying to do, I don't think that anything bad for you to, give Vesiga. You know, when you do this kind of thing, you should think about tomorrow. Benedict got our air, he was posting, how he did, how he died. You see what coming now? You see what coming? So the Liberians want a vote. So if the government brought any suggestion, let them sit down and talk it calmly. But wrecking that kind of thing on air, you make anybody to give it. So not everybody in the referral of the no. This is what the government going to do. I think it will have 3 or 4 something that they explain. So I see no use for you getting there. He's in the house. They're supposed to put these things together for us. But then he's something for himself.
The government said due to the adjustment, they will be raising around $17 million annually.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, my son. Thank you, my son. Have a blessing.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry. This line is. Good morning. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think you have to make use of the other line. 0777 700 995 0777 700 995. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Laman Kone again, my brother.
Yes.
What we're discussing about the petroleum base in Liberia, long been standing in Liberia, and nobody. Citizens come in the name of putting the company in Liberian name, but they take the money and put it in their own pocket. They take the money and put it in their own pocket. That's what they've been doing, and it reach their children. Then the down children, Liberians are here struggling, no program. If you say you get company, put a program. We were here for the Prime Administration. We have a road phone. And you see men are defending today. You see men in the road phone business, road phone process. But we don't know how it ended. Today, the government can come out and strategize our things for things to work on for the Liberian people. We all must embrace it so that tomorrow in the future we can get there.
Yes, but some people too believe that some of these policy actions affect other private businesses. So maybe that's the reason why Representative Billete is raising this concern.
Yeah, if we look at it, so let's sit down and look and see how best, like the way now you get a program, everybody now calling, giving a point of view. If we see that the policy that they come in and put in, if it's not benefiting the Liberian people, then we can call the way the thing we're calling now to something. Because first we're not used to when we call, people are not used to listen to it. But now, by the grace of God, now we are calling now, and then we're getting to know what is going on in the country. We're getting to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's we need to go back to the 0555 995 995 line. It's open now. Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, go ahead.
So I'm focused. Working from the Southeast Mecca. Let me say it is important. Look, Mecca OKFM do extremely well, but I want to say a few things. There was a question, I'm not a spokesman for FBRC, but what do the public tend to benefit? I think in my mind, one of the good things is create what called competition and leverage. Because, for example, there are people who want to go into the market, they do not have the capacity as ability, and others do. Okay? So when there's a reduction in the storage fee, it means that 4 others, a competitor or competitor will go in the market to also do same. The second thing I would like to say, look, for me, I really attempt to take Mr. Betty to court as other callers say. Mr. Betty needs to be visited by intellectual class. Look, we applaud Mr. Betty so that he can join effort with the executive judiciary to be able to create policy, make quality laws in the interest of the general public, not he and his family. Any attempt to undermine the good work that Amos Benjamin Tuet doing, first in the history to realize that APRC has become an open public discussion initiative. This is a laudable effort of Amos Tuet, a very young man who did not take APRC to himself and his family and let it open to the public. Exerting effort to make sure that APRC impact is felt nationwide, and to think that you can undermine him and going deep with President Marka is unfortunate. We will not tread on that path. So
but are these points that Representative Bility is making, are these points not genuine?
Absolutely. In my mind, there's no... How many persons, Mr. Bility? The last time I spoke to one of my friends who were with Shimon, Mr. Bility, I'm not paid for the past 3 months.
Don't provide information here that you can't prove.
No. I said the last time I spoke to someone who was with Shimon, is that maybe... Mr. Bility need to call to counter other information.
Yeah, but we can dispute the fact that the company is providing employment opportunities for a lot of Liberians. We cannot throw away that fact.
I'm not disproving. What I'm saying is that.
Well, Poka, I think you are done. So let's get the next caller right here. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Marka David. I'm Fatsu Command. And I join you to honor the canopy of the rescue missionary, who is a robust civil rights think tank. I thank you also for properly public interest talking points. I think as a head of this group that represent the ordinary Liberian. Anything,
hello, go ahead.
Yeah, any policy that border on the people interest that will help to money in people's pocket, or that will help to relieve them of financial burden, and support them wholeheartedly. The decision or the policy emulating from the angle of the LPRC is a populist policy. It represents the public interest. Over time, people have been complaining of paying whooping sort of money to commute from one place to another in a very poor country like Liberia. People have been complaining over time that they pay whooping sort of money to commute from one place to another in the country. So LPRC being an entity that regulated that has to do with petroleum products, because petroleum, the issue of transportation fare, it rely on the pricing of petroleum products on the Liberian market. So LPRC as a regulator of this sector decided to say, oh, let's come up with a policy that will relieve the people on unnecessary financial burden. Then we see people from the quote-unquote cartel that have been leashing on the people's resources for many, many years. Hello?
Yes,
hello?
Fasu, go ahead.
I've been leashing the people's resources for many, many years on a rampage.
Some of the people who are providing counter argument to the policy are people who are in the very industry, who have been there for over 10 years. So they are major players in the area. So you can't just say or place in a category of why you call cartel.
No, but they have been there, and the action of them to charge huge sum of money for solar fee have been helping the ordinary people. Like LPRC want to relieve the poor. Why are you there? Most especially as a quote-unquote presidential aspirant. Someone who want to represent the people at the highest level.
Let's talk about the policy issue, man. Leave the whole presidential thing out of it, because this decision is not only... I'm not sure it is only Mr. Ability that has storage facility at the LPRC.
For a regular state, as a lawmaker, is against the law. It is against the law for you to be a major player within a business sector. And then you, the same person, as a policy maker, going against a sector.
Just send the law. Let's read it on air. I'm looking for the law.
No, but it's going on for it's a conflict of interest. When you get people say, because you ask them to to manage it. Don't think I was so bad for putting me the time.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Ugu Havana. Let me say thank you for the topic and not discussion. First of all, let me tell my president and the entire government thank you. They have done their own. They are their best, but at least they're not sufficient. They got to go beyond that. They what is seen persons. Now US rate is going down. The gap is going down, but now that the short position will stay in the city. So I deal with the struggle minister with that of common minister to say this. But let me say to Emoto MD for FDRD, thank you for the issue of that story.
Okay.
It was too hard, but thank you do that. But let me say this to Musa Bede. Musa Bede, you say you want to be president according to you in the country. But now you are so yourself to Liberian people.
The honorable mayor is a member of the Liberian House of Representatives, so you have to address it appropriately.
The people that
Okay. I think you let me take this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning. Your name? Where you call from?
My name is Musa M. Kamara, good story for Square Street.
Okay.
Yes. In my mind, I don't think Musa Hassan Perete is putting his interest first. No. I think that Musa Hassan Perete is looking at the ordinary Liberian people. If the government to everybody that to take this initiative, then we will be asking where the citizens can to benefit. Because in doing that, meaning that you will be taking some Liberian from top. The government will be able to enforce this Liberian will be removed from top because mind you now, Musa Hassan Perete have almost 100 plus workers are in change. So if the government try to take this initiative, meaning that these people will be on the top. So why Liberian person to benefit? So I think the government should have to look into that thing good and free come up. So
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Morning. Go ahead.
Madam David, how you doing? I have family.
Well, I'm good.
Okay, madam, this is the voice of Sabu Rasta. Madam, I'm joining this important conversation from Point Follow and Sergeant Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Marka Article 1 says, all power is in the people. All free governments are instituted by their authority and for their benefit. Marka, if the government stands only to benefit the executive, then there is a problem. If the government stands only to benefit the executive, only the executive will run lesser. Only the executive will travel from country to country without bringing nothing. Only the executive will not evil the people. Look, Marka, if your policy is not affecting the down trading market, we the people are in Zimbabwe. If the policy is not affecting our brothers who are so party around with cloth on their feet, then Marka, who are you representing? Who are you making policy for, Marka? The law says for their benefit, Marka, authority for their benefit. If the people is not benefiting, then why is the policy? What is the policy interest? Who is the interest of Joseph Marka? Marka? Are you kidding me, brother? If the policy is affecting the ordinary people, yeah, thank you, they welcome me. But when it's only affecting the elite, and then the other people are suffering, Marka, can you imagine, Marka, listen to the definition of the rescue. It says rescue comprises a responsible operation, Marka, that involves the saving of life. But Marka, when you can't rescue, you can't save life. You can't rescue, Marka, then people die from drugs, people are in school. Marka, it's easy, Marka, how, Marka, we talk to the people for all the Liberian people, we suffer. But let's say you reality, forget about politics, we suffer, Marka.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Flomo Johnson Flomo. I come from Ange, Brazil.
Okay.
You know, Marka, this thing here, for me. They want to take the people from their job. They get many area for government to look around and get money. Even the illicit money that going on. Only that area they will go attack. The people that are working so they can put them down, so they can take good breath from their mouth. It is wrong. The thing will not helping us. Yeah, the transportation here, you live from here. I live in where I get from here to go. I have to pay $100 up to this time. Yeah, no reduction of transportation. And not even accepting those kind of areas there all. They just want to suffer the people. It's wrong. They get plenty area government. The government is so big. The illicit money that going on all around the why they can't go all the million why they getting all that cannot be money, or they just want to step on the people. It's wrong like that. It's very bad. I am speaking to you right now. I am a visually impaired person that's speaking to you. You know how it takes for me to even go. I leave from here to go sing or to go hustle. If I leave from here to go, it's not easy. Even I have to pay $100 when I go. Before I reach Cinco, I would be paying 200 plus. Before I can reach all that to go to Vamuma. So it's wrong like that. They should stop doing this thing. And I'm correct.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So we'll just take 2 more calls, at least 30 seconds each, quickly, and then we'll close up for the week. Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed and I'm phoning from Dollar.
Okay, Mohammed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marka. Thank you for the topic on discussion. I'm a little bit confused about Willie Labirian. If you read the press release from Musa Hassan Belede, Musa Hassan speak up behalf of the business community and the ordinary people. Basically, many people believe that only Musa Belede representing the dark trading. No, the men represent the high class, the level, and the middle. The matter clearly, the press release or the implementation from the government, they were accept now only the ordinary people, also accept the people that are importing gas. They also accept the Liberian people that are working. So I don't know how we Liberian, how we take issue. It is because when we support certain party, even they come up with wrong decision, we tend to back that decision. And which of course is very bad in this country. Musa Hassan Belete is a good person. All those statements that come from the oppositions, I don't think those are something that should be taken. But we are looking, 2029 Musa Belete is going to be the formidable force. There's no way.
Yeah, we're not talking about the 2029 bid right now. We're talking about the policy from LPRC.
No amount of stagnation, no amount of press release, no amount of statement taking whatever else will stop Musa Hassan Belete. The issue is not going to only to affect Musa, it will affect the ordinary people are also working.
Okay, thank you. So let me just take the last person. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Matthew Kobe from Bapol Country.
Okay, go ahead.
My brother, thank you for the discussion this morning. This government here in power is not there to do the right thing for the Liberian people.
How?
They are not carrying us that discussion because for the ordinary people. They want to sell all and other individual that got vision for 2029 to fight them. This is why they are doing all that. They know that place is the root of most of the political background. So that's why they are trying to fight all by all means. They are not doing it because they are going to generate government revenue to improve the economy for the ordinary people.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so yes, finally, that's the last caller right there. Thanks to all of you who joined the show this morning. It's been a wonderful time, and we hope that, yes, join the station on Monday morning again from 7 o'clock. The OK Morning Rush will be here. My name is Marka Davis. I've been sitting here since 7 this morning. So have yourself a wonderful time. For those of you who follow us on OK TV online, thanks so much for joining, and those who share the live broadcast, thank you as well. We'll be here again on Monday with another edition of the OK Morning Rush. Do have yourself a wonderful weekend, and Irene Halton, yes, is celebrating